Matter of fact, I'm about to give you something that has not been told. Well, I'm Lori Harvey's father. Nobody knows that. I'm putting this out here for the very first time. Yes, that I am.
Y'all, this story starts with the one person almost nobody expected. The man Steve Harvey has publicly called a brother. The longtime bodyguard, who has reportedly stood beside him for decades, long before Marjorie Harvey became part of the picture. The same man who attended Steve and Marjorie's wedding at Lake Como. The same man many people say encouraged Steve to reconnect with Marjorie years ago. William Big Boom Freeman. And now viral clips circulating online are attaching explosive claims to his name. Claims that have sent social media into absolute chaos. According to those videos, a man presented as Big Boom makes shocking allegations involving Marjorie, Steve, and even Lori Harvey. But before anyone jumps to conclusions, there is one important detail that cannot be ignored. While the clips have spread everywhere, there has been no official confirmation verifying that the person featured is actually Big Boom himself. What we do know is what appears in the videos and how the internet reacted. So who exactly is Big Boom? By most accounts, he has been connected to Steve Harvey's inner circle for many years, dating back to a time before the television empire, before the fame reached another level, and before the lifestyle people associate with Steve today. Over the years he has built a reputation as a celebrity bodyguard, motivational figure, author, and relationship speaker. Some reports even credit him as one of the people who encouraged Steve and Marjorie to reconnect before they eventually married. If true, that would make his role in the story far more significant than that of a random outsider. Steve and Marjorie tied the knot in 2007 at Lake Como, and for years Big Boom was viewed as a trusted family friend. That is precisely why these rumors gained so much attention online. In August 2023, social media exploded with allegations claiming that Marjorie had been involved in inappropriate relationships with individuals close to the family, including a bodyguard and a personal chef. The rumor reportedly originated from a post shared online that was later deleted, but by then the story had already taken on a life of its own. Entertainment blogs, gossip channels, and TikTok creators ran with it for weeks. Eventually, Steve Harvey addressed the situation publicly during an appearance at InvestFest in Atlanta, making it clear that he and Marjorie were doing just fine despite the non-stop speculation. He later reinforced that message on his radio show, defending his wife and reminding listeners that she had been by his side throughout the journey they built together. Yet despite those denials, the rumors refused to disappear, and that is exactly why people are still talking about this story today. Interview 219, 323. And Marjorie Harvey did not stay silent either. As the rumors continued spreading across social media, she appeared to respond in her own way by sharing a post accompanied by a Bible verse that many people interpreted as a message about dealing with false accusations and public criticism. Without directly engaging every claim, the post seemed aimed at addressing the non-stop speculation surrounding her family. She also suggested that she and Steve Harvey typically choose not to give attention to every rumor that surfaces online, preferring instead to focus on their lives rather than internet drama. The message was clear: they were not interested in letting gossip dictate their reality. At the same time, Steve continued publicly defending both his marriage and his wife, making it known that he rejected the allegations being circulated. Together, the couple repeatedly and firmly denied the claims, pushing back against the narrative that had taken over social media and insisting there was no truth behind the stories being shared. Interview 334, 408. And by February 2026, independent fact-checkers reviewing the claims reported that there was still no verified evidence supporting allegations that Marjorie Harvey had been unfaithful. Officially, the rumors remained unproven and unsupported by confirmed facts. But if there is one thing the internet rarely does, it is let a viral story disappear quietly. The speculation continued because the individual at the center of many of these discussions kept appearing in interviews, and online clips that circulated across social media. In those videos, the man presented as William Big Boom Freeman continued making a series of claims that directly challenged stories the public had heard for years. One of the biggest points of disagreement involved the now famous story Steve Harvey has often told about first seeing Marjorie walk into a comedy club and immediately declaring that he was going to marry her one day. It is a story fans have heard countless times. However, in the viral clips, the individual believed to be Big Boom disputes that version of events entirely. According to his account, he met Marjorie before that moment ever happened and claims their paths first crossed at a poker house he operated. He further alleges that Steve also met Marjorie there rather than at the comedy club that later became part of the public narrative. Those claims have not been independently verified, but they immediately reignited debate because they challenged one of the most well-known origin stories associated with Steve and Marjorie's relationship. Interview 441, 536. And according to the viral clips, the allegations only become more dramatic from there. In additional interviews circulating online, the man presented as William Big Boom Freeman makes claims that go far beyond the original rumors. He alleges that Steve Harvey was aware of everything being discussed and even suggests there were deeper reasons certain situations were allowed to continue. The clips also contain accusations involving alleged attempts to keep him from speaking publicly. To be absolutely clear, none of these claims have been independently verified, and there is no credible evidence publicly confirming the allegations being made. Steve Harvey and Marjorie Harvey have consistently denied rumors surrounding their marriage, and the statements appearing in these videos remain the claims of the speaker alone. However, that has not stopped the footage from spreading across social media, where millions of viewers continue debating every new interview. Then comes the claim that generated the most attention of all. In one widely shared clip, the individual presented as Big Boom makes allegations regarding Lori Harvey's biological parentage. He claims that the public record does not tell the full story and points to supposed physical similarities as part of his argument. Once again, there is no verified evidence supporting those assertions, and no official records have been presented to substantiate them. The documented public record remains unchanged. Lori Harvey is publicly recognized as Marjorie Harvey's daughter, and Steve Harvey legally adopted Lori, along with Morgan and Jason, after marrying Marjorie. Since then, he has publicly embraced all three children as his own. That is the verified history. Everything beyond that remains unproven speculation, despite the intense attention these clips continue to receive online. And perhaps that is why the story refuses to disappear, because it sits at the intersection of celebrity, family, loyalty, and controversy, where rumors often spread much faster than confirmed facts. Interview 701, 728. As things stand, the publicly available facts do not support the claims being made about Lori Harvey's parentage. The documented record remains unchanged, and no verified evidence has surfaced to back the allegations circulating online. Even so, social media communities and gossip platforms have continued pushing the narrative, turning an unverified claim into a topic of non-stop discussion. In the middle of all that speculation is Lori, someone who never publicly invited this controversy, but has nevertheless found herself connected to it through no choice of her own. And that is where the conversation becomes even more complicated. Because the individual featured in those viral clips is not the only person who has made accusations involving Steve Harvey and Marjorie Harvey over the years. Another voice frequently mentioned in these discussions is Mary Shackelford, Steve's former wife, who has spent years making allegations about how the relationship between Steve and Marjorie began. According to claims she has publicly shared, she believed Marjorie was involved with Steve before his previous marriage ended. One story she has repeated involves allegations that Marjorie contacted the family through a private number while presenting herself as someone calling about employment-related matters. Those claims have remained part of a long-running public dispute, but they have never been conclusively proven. Nevertheless, because multiple people have told overlapping versions of events over the years, the rumors continue resurfacing whenever new interviews, clips, or social media discussions bring the topic back into public view. Interview 801-833. According to various stories that have circulated online over the years, the controversy does not stop with a single source. Mary Shackelford, Steve Harvey's former wife, has publicly shared her own grievances regarding the aftermath of their divorce, describing major changes in her personal and professional life. Meanwhile, old discussions involving Shirley Strawberry, Steve's longtime radio co-host, have repeatedly resurfaced online, with internet users debating what they believe those comments reveal about the dynamics surrounding Steve and Marjorie Harvey. Then there is Jim Townsend, Marjorie's former husband, who returned to public conversations after his release from prison and later published a memoir titled Snakes in the Garden. Through interviews and media appearances, he offered his own critical perspective on Steve and Marjorie, adding yet another voice to an already crowded discussion. Because of that, many online commentators point to what they see as overlapping narratives coming from multiple individuals connected to the couple. Others strongly disagree, arguing that personal disputes, old resentments, and the pursuit of attention can easily create stories that appear connected even when they are not. That is why the internet remains divided. One side believes the number of accusations alone makes the rumors impossible to ignore. The other side sees a collection of unverified claims coming from people with their own motivations and personal histories. And ultimately, that is what this debate always circles back to. Why has Steve Harvey continued defending his marriage so publicly and consistently? Supporters say the answer is simple: he is standing by his wife against rumors he believes are false. Critics argue there may be more happening behind the scenes. But after years of speculation, interviews, viral clips, and competing narratives, one fact remains unchanged: none of the major allegations have been conclusively proven. So now the question shifts to you. Do you believe these stories point towards something larger, or do you think the internet has turned rumor into reality without enough evidence? Share your thoughts below, leave a like if you enjoyed the discussion, subscribe if you're new here, and I'll see you in the next one.